First of all, before I even get into this, listen, make sure you go into the description box. Right there is a video, and I've got the extended that I pieced together myself because I always know there's more to this stuff than what these people show you. So I made sure to make an extensive video so you can see as many parts as possible of what happened last night at the BET Awards between JT of the City Girls and Lil Uzi Vert. Mind you, Lil Uzi Vert was there to perform, not JT. You was a guest. And I want to emphasize on that. She was a guest. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm sure she was invited. You understand? A lot of people that are not nominated at the BET Awards. I've been to the BET Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta, Georgia several times. So trust me, I know. The last time I was there for it was doing when T.I. just got out of prison or whatever the case may be. So it's been some time since I've been to the BET Awards, but mind you, it's still the same. Now, funny thing happened. Last night, unfortunately, Lil Uzi Vert went on stage to do his performance. And like I said, please click the link in the description box. I put a little piece together so you guys can check it out. Before I start this, though, let me make sure I share this, get some things out the way, get a couple of announcements out the way. I'm learning here from some good people here. So I want to, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I do my due diligence. Guys, make sure that you hit up the Cash App first of all, $ STRINGERBELL80. Make sure you subscribe to the page if you've never subscribed before. You're a returning person. Thank you very much for all my return subscribers. I appreciate you all the time. Make sure you share this, more importantly than anything, but make sure you hit that like button. Now let's talk about this shit. Last night, Lil Uzi Vert was at the BET Awards because he was performing. Okay, now they actually taped the show because I had like shit, like 8, 9 people I knew out there, whatever. I ain't gotta get online, you know what I mean? They know who they are, and so Lil Uzi Vert goes in, he performs, and some lyrics went. Basically, he was describing a girl in the lyrics, and the girl, he said she had an afro like Ice Spice. And then he was seen naturally talking to Ice Spice, I guess, or whatever. And somehow or another, they got mistaken. They got mistaken for him flirting. Now, I don't know how this happened. I don't know what happened. But I know two things that led on to it. Like I said, it's deeper than this. So y'all listen to me when y'all see this on the rebroadcast or if you're live. Listen to me. I know this business very, very, very well. I ain't been out of it, out of around for that long, okay? So trust me when I tell you this. Now, I have somebody that's coming in and out, and that's the person who their daily diligence is anytime that I go live, they like to flag my video. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like we got some weirdos out there. I got one weirdo. I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but you are out of your batshit mind. Like seriously, get some fucking help and quit pretending that you're normal. Anyway, because a lot of people that are crazy as fuck, they be walking around pretending like they're normal. Anyway, this is a funny thing. I saw more out of that situation last night than just the normal. Okay. What I saw was, and I want to flip the cards here because this girl got mad, she got irate, and she threw a phone at this man, called him all kinds of bitch ass niggas. He's a punk, he's a pussy, he's this, he's that. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm saying, what if that would have been a guy? What if that would have been a guy doing this to a woman? Let's switch the roles here. And let's say that JT went on stage and she said something obnoxious or whatever the case may be. Because if you ever heard the City Girls lyrics, they're far from PG 13. They're far from PG 13. I'll even go as far as to say this: they're quite just disgusting. You know, the shit that these girls say or whatever. Puff, I don't know how the fuck you dating that girl over there. I mean, it's something I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because he dating the other one, Caresha, whatever her name is. So it seems like these women, and make no mistake about it, Lil Uzi Vert ain't no poor motherfucker. But it seems like these girls, they attach themselves to men with money, and I'm talking about Caresha and I'm talking about JT, but really don't have nothing going on itself. Like I'm not going to buy a JT record. I listen to female rap artists. I can tell you some dope female rap artists that y'all stop me and they ain't be on your radar. But when I think about it and I say, well, what if we switched the roles, right? And what if Lil Uzi Vert got mad because she was hollering at somebody? Because she is a city girl. You understand? So, you know, city girls do certain things. And I'm thinking to myself and I'm saying, what if Lil Uzi Vert got upset and he threw his cell phone at her? What if Lil Uzi Vert called her all kinds of bitches and all kinds of shit? Like that woman called that man on a night of his performance doing the 50th fucking anniversary of hip hop. Not only were you a disgrace, young lady, and I call you young lady spiritually, you're 30 years old. Lil Uzi, I think, is 27, and I think Ice Spice is somewhere about 24, 25 ish, which really means she's about 26. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm saying, yo, you know what? This has an element to it. This has an element of sexism again. This has an element of misandry based on the characters that were approaching it, based on the characters that were involved in it, based on the characters and everything that I heard on social media and the reluctantness. Oh, motherfuckers are reluctant. Nobody wants to speak about this. Now, I've been watching all day, and even as I'm talking about it right now, there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that want to talk about this. But I've got a couple of points to bring out. Y'all give me 1 second. I want to share this again. I have my arch nemesis coming in here flagging my video over and over or flagging the post. That's what they do because they have mental health problems. So I have to do this. I have a whole bunch of wackos that somehow or another found me or whatever. So sometimes they'll come in as soon as they start seeing me going live and they'll flag my video. That's just their thing to do. They're trying to encourage me to quit YouTube. They don't want me to YouTube no more. They don't want me to video. They don't want me to go to these spots. You gotta understand, it's some hater motherfuckers right here in the YouTube community, unfortunately. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to have this conversation, but I'm gonna have this conversation. I'm gonna take it from a whole different perspective because the whole day I've been planning on doing this, and like I said, I had things to do or whatever, online and offline, so it had to be done. This is my assessment of the whole thing, and some of y'all may agree, some of y'all may not agree, and that's up to you. But this is my assessment of it and what I know. First things first. Now I mentioned if this was Lil Uzi Vert and he did the same thing to JT and threw a phone at her, called all kinds of bitches and hoes and bitch ass niggas and all this shit at the BET Awards the night that he is performing, mind you, the night he's performing. If I would have did that, a little Uzi Vert would have did that, or you wouldn't heard the end of it. He's an abuser. He's horrible. Let's get him out of here. We got to cancel that motherfucker. Lil Uzi Vert, if you think anything other than that, you are a fucking fool. Now, I will say this. The part that they leave out and everybody doesn't see is a section said in my video. That's why I tell you guys, go right down below in the description box. Watch my version of the video. It's very different than everybody else's version that's out there. I can guarantee you that right now. It's extended. It's more information so you can see what happened actually after JT attacked Lil Uzi Vert. Yes, she did. She attacked him. Her feelings regulated over sensibility. Bitch, we at the BET Awards. Sit your motherfucking ass down. We talk about this shit when we get in the car. We talk about this shit when we get in the green room. We'll talk about this shit after we stop somewhere for lunch. Fuck wrong with you getting mad because I mentioned a bitch on stage? This our money. Because this is not a new relationship. He's been with her for a minute. You understand what I'm saying? And in between the cusp of their relationship, they have had problem after problem after problem that is now documented. You understand what I'm saying? And I would say well over, from what I searched and researched, over 5 different instances, including a couple times when they broke up with each other. Go figure. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm saying to myself, if you got a history with this young lady and you broke up with her, and I'm not gonna call out a name, I don't have to call out a name unnecessarily anyway. I'm thinking if you broke up with this woman probably like 3 or 4 times now, you really are the breadwinner in the situation. I mean, who the fuck is going to buy a JT album right now? Anybody? Anybody want to get a motherfucking City Girls album right now? Anybody want to hear a City Girls song? I just heard 2 weeks ago when motherfuckers was talking about Carisha and JT both couldn't really rap. I ain't say it. The crowd said it. So I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about this shit. And I'm thinking even more. And then I came to realize something. This is an emotional 30-year-old woman. And there was a whole bunch of elements why she got upset. It wasn't just because he yelled out Ice Spice's name on stage. Oh, no, 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 no. It wasn't because of that. It was because of something else. It was because of jealousy. It was because of low self-esteem. It was because her pride had been tested. That's what happened to JT. She had the moment of what many girls assume and presume that because she was brown or darker, that Lil Uzi Vert preferred Ice Spice. She's the talk of the town. A lot of people have talked about her and said, hey, she's light skinned. That's why she has it easy in hip hop. And you may or may not be right. Lil Kim was dark skinned. I would not dark skinned, but brown. Foxy Brown was dark skinned. She was famous. Missy Elliott was not light skinned. She was famous. One of the biggest. Matter of fact, she just received a Lifetime Achievement Award not too long ago. And I can name other hip hop MCs. Diamond from Crime Mob, a couple others. They weren't light skinned. But this little light skinned chick out the Bronx, little orphan fucking Annie, for some reason or another, is the talk of the town. She's using gang slang as a way of rapping. Y'all may not know that because y'all don't live in the New York City tri-state. Her rap style, that's gang talk. We all don't know. I lived in the Bronx. I still be in the Bronx sometimes. So I know how people in the Bronx talk. That's gang talk. Over there from High Bridge and all that area over there. That's what they do over there. They talk like that, the gang niggas. Hey, it's like pig Latin. That's the way her rap style. So, do I find Ice Spice attractive? Yeah, she's cute. Do I find her drop dead gorgeous and irresistible? Fuck no. She look like the typical broad to be in High Bridge on that 4 line or that 6 line. And if you live in the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Cam and fucking Mace for pointing that out. You might have could have got it for a slice of pizza. Ain't that the fucking truth? Anyway, I saw jealousy and low self-esteem come out of this woman, JT. And that's what prompted her to show her ass at the BET Awards. And you wasn't even performing, chick. Vert was. You understand what I'm saying? You wasn't even performing. You wasn't even performing. Now, in my extended video, and guys, just go right down below and click the link in the description box. You can see it for yourself. One of the things that threw me off was nobody wants to show the footage of how Lil Uzi, or highlight the footage of how Lil Uzi Vert went and consoled her after what happened. Nobody. He went and consoled her. Matter of fact, after she threw the phone with him, hit him with the phone. Like I said, if you guys haven't seen the video, I have the extended version that I pieced together. Right in the description box, right down below under the title. Go check it out and come back. It's the first link right there at the top. This girl threw a phone at him, called him all kinds of bitch niggas on his fucking night. This was his night. This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. It may not make sense now, but when Lil Uzi Vert at 27 reaches 37, he's going to look back at this. This is one of his highlighted moments. How do I know? Because I lived the experience. That's how I know. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that this one woman almost entirely messed that up for him. Now, there's going to be all kinds of speculation. Now, this is your big cousin talking. Now, listen to me, Lord Uzi Vert, because I tagged you in one of the things because I want you to hear what I'm saying. I don't want to be one of these vloggers that sit around talk shit about you or whatever, whatever. No, 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 no. I'm not going to do that to you, youngin. Nah, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're supposed to be doing, what I'm doing right now. Lil Uzi Vert, and I say this respectfully, get your ass the fuck away from this bitch. ASAP. See, you 27, you don't get it. But niggas is 37, 40, they get it. They gonna get exactly what I'm saying. And I guarantee if you went to holler at some of your family members, they tell you the same fucking thing. Get the fuck away from this bitch. You've broken up with her 4 or 5 times. Y'all reconciled and you got back together. Or whatever the fuck case may be. And all the shit that the media doesn't know that transpires between y'all. Maybe the vajay is good. Maybe the sex is good. I know how it is with Miami girls. They have a way of enticing a motherfucker. Lil Uzi Vert is actually from Philly, Pennsylvania, somewhere like that, where my grandfather from. I know Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg. I stayed in both of them. I know Philly. I know Germantown. I stayed in them too. But the point is, you got to get this broad away from you, son. Queen Keish, what's going on, Queen Keish? How you doing, sis? You got to get away from this bitch. She is going to be your demise. I have seen the girls that Lil Uzi Vert could ascertain. And it has nothing to do, before y'all go into it, it has nothing to do with her being dark skinned. It has nothing to do with her being black. It has nothing to do with none of that shit. What it has to do with is one simple thing: her fucking behavior and character. And the shit is risky. See, you got more to lose than she does. Who the fuck talk about JT except for all the little silly ass little girls that hype up? And I notice this a lot too. You got Glorilla, you got Ice Spice, you got Lotto, you got a couple other girls that really get out here and put in work. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got these other set of girls. I'm gonna read your comment in 2 seconds, Queen Keisha. Just give me a second. Then you got these other set of girls that seemingly just float around, and unless you pay attention to the scene, you wouldn't even know who the fuck they are. But yet and still, somehow or another, they have some type of flow. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people talk about them. People want to take pictures. They're almost more of a personality than they are a performer, which is weird to me. Was they broke up? She was mad he flirted with Ice Spice. No, they wasn't broke up. They still together. And that's why I tell you guys to go watch the video I compiled together. See, the part they're going to show you guys is they're going to show you guys the part when she threw the phone at him and all that stuff or whatever, which was totally disrespectful. Because if Lil Uzi Vert would have done that to her, oh, he would have been labeled everything. He's a tyrant. He's an abuser. See, with this mental instability, he needs to go to therapy. She has a temper, I agree. Throwing a phone at him during the awards because he want to flirt, just let him go. See, that's not the thing. He wasn't flirting. I want to correct this. See, a 30-year-old woman that ain't very articulate, ain't comes from a certain background. I know Miami very well. A lot of people in Miami, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people in Miami, um, carry themselves a certain way if they're from certain areas, Broward, Cobb, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all down there. And the girls down in Miami, just for example, they'll spray paint their cars, talk about how they drug dealers are hot girls. Yes, they do. They'll literally airbrush their cars with all kinds of shit. Or I see chicks with Smurf ad on the side of the car, um, Boss Mama, all kinds of shit I've seen down there from the locals, not from people just coming down there to visit. You understand? This is a culture in Miami, especially if you in Broward, especially in Cobb, all them areas right there. Not Miami Beach, not Aventura, not Hialeah, not all those areas, not Biscayne. I ain't talking about those places. I'm talking about strictly the hood down there, Opelika, places like that. I know Miami like the back of my hand. College, Washington, Ocean Drive, I know it all down there. The streets run perpendicular just like they do in New York City. You know, you could be at 80th in Collins or 80th in Ocean Drive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you know Miami, you know it. I didn't know. Thanks for clearing that up. So the thing was, Lil Uzi Vert had mentioned Ice Spice in the lyrics, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but it's in the video. I'll make sure I put it at the top of the video. So let's go to the description box, click that link, you'll be able to see it for yourself. Lil Uzi Vert was on stage reciting some lyrics, and the lyrics was something like, she kind of looked like Ice Spice because the girl had an afro. That's what he said right at the top of it. Then after that, there must have been some interaction between the two or whatever, whatever. This man is an artist, so of course he's gonna flirt a little bit. I'm an artist. You know how many women I've been around? Listen, I wasn't even at the peak of where this guy is. I still ain't. You understand what I'm saying? I can keep that real by myself. But I'm still grinding, I'm still moving, whatever. Matter of fact, y'all make sure y'all go purchase my single in the description box. Go pick that up. I just click the link 2 times. It's not app ready. So it's Windows ready. So you might have to click the link 2 times, bounce out of it, click it again, purchase my single, donate to the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. And sometime or another, these two started interacting with each other, right? Ice Spice and Lil Uzi Vert. If I had to make a guess, it was brief. Two, it was a crowded room. So if he did anything more than that, everybody would have been able to see it. You understand what I'm saying? And so whenever they were together in circumference of each other, whatever the case may be, and I have a picture that I included in there, and I don't know if it was at the BET Awards on Saturday or not, but they're sitting next to each other. I see two artists sitting next to each other. That's what I see. And maybe they get a little flirtatious or whatever, whatever. That's what come with the game. You an artist. You gonna try to tell me, JT, that motherfuckers don't try to sleep with you? You gonna try to tell me, JT, being from Miami and being a nigga myself that have been up in Dream. I done been up in Fountain Blue. I done been up in all these clubs that you talking about down there. Wet Willie, shout out to them on Ocean Drive. You trying to tell me as a Miami City girl that you ain't gave up no flirtation, you ain't try to talk to a motherfucker, slide in, do something slick, something like that, or whatever, get a deal, something like that, or whatever. Because I watch how your girl move, Carisha. I listen to what she say. She say some nasty shit, and they say birds of a feather flock together. Now, what I think this young man, 27, is victim of, he a victim of some good vajay. And that's what Miami girls are good at. Let me tell you something, right? And y'all might take this the wrong way. And ladies, if I'm too vulgar, let me know in the comment section. It's something about Miami girls. Out of all the girls down south, them chicks know how to fuck. I hate to put it like that. There ain't no other way I could put it. Them chicks know how to fuck down there. It has a combination of the city life itself, being halfway dressed all the time. It's always hot down that motherfucker. When I lived down there, I had to take a fucking shower 3-4 times a day. I'm dead serious. It's hot down there. And it's a different type of hot. The only thing I can compare it to is if you've been to South Carolina or North Carolina. It gets that wet, sticky fucking hot. It's not like Arizona and Las Vegas where it's that dry fucking, I'm gonna take your soul and bring it to Hades ass that they have out there in Mississippi, Arizona. You know, that was the hottest shit ever when I flew into Sky Harbor Airport in February. It was me and a couple of the fellas was out there for All-Star Weekend. I forgot what year it was. And we were centered in Mesa and Tempe. It was hot as fuck. That was a different type of hot. I'll tell you about that another time. Girls down in Miami know how to fuck. And I don't care if they black. Why you think Sukihana be popping so goddamn much? Them girls down there in Miami know how to fuck. Some of them been fucking since they was 11, 12, 13 years old. I know it's vulgar, it's fucked up, but it's the truth. That's how they move down there. The girls move different. So I think Lil Uzi Vert is a victim. I think Lil Uzi Vert is a victim of being centered on the vajay. And it makes sense for a 27-year-old boy when your girlfriend is 30 years old. Now, based off that, feelings evolve, love evolves, and I think he really does care about her. And I think she cares about him. But when you get one filter into all this that all of y'all missing, this girl is immature. She's immature. And I'm seeing this more and more out of young ladies nowadays where no matter if they're 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, all the way up to 60 years old, a lot of these girls are highly immature, but they try to project themselves as if they're more than that. You see what I'm saying? They try to project themselves as they got it all together. Let me tell you something. The bitches that pretend like they got it all together are the ones that are most torn apart. The chicks that try their hardest to act like they got it together are the ones that are the most torn apart inside. JT is torn apart inside. And if I had to make a guess, after you disassemble her, yes, I said it, you disassemble her. I mean, take away that weave, take away the eyelashes, take away the 2 layers of makeup and foundation. She might still be a pretty girl, but she don't look like that girl we see on TV. I've seen Suki Hana, who's also from Miami, without her makeup and hair and all that shit. I'm not gonna say she looked like a monster, but I'll say she looked like the 3 a.m. shift at the fucking Jacksonville, Florida Waffle House. She looked like the 12 p.m. shift at the fucking Boston market. You know what I'm saying? You want green beans or mashed potatoes? That's what she looked like. You look up a picture right now of Suki Hana without makeup. Y'all need to start looking at a lot of these female stars and be like, put in such and such name without makeup. And you'll see a totally different motherfucker sometimes. I swear to God to you. You'd be like, oh shit. It's just a thriller. Ass looking bitches. So no offense. But if you put it in comparison to Ice Spice, and you're a brown girl, and you've got a complex about being a brown girl, which I don't know where this shit came from. You understand what I'm saying? I listen. I've seen some my daughter's mother. God bless my daughter's soul. She was dark skinned Haitian woman. She was black, but beautiful like a black fucking porcelain. I don't even know how to explain it. This girl was beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Pharaoh, on Haiti, Mademoiselle Complete. So make no mistake about it. You get a lot of people that put this perplex. I don't know how to explain it. They put this imagery on a lot of girls of color that are dark skinned. And I want a lot of the girls to listen up that are dark skinned. I had a girl that's actually, I forgot what her name is. I don't know if she's still in business here on YouTube. She used to call herself a dark skinned advocate. And I remember when I was going through my little pickle during the pandemic, she came in on my live and sat there literally with me on my whole entire live and helped me raise money. And I'll never forget that, sis, for doing that. Thank you very much, Mama. I appreciate that to this day. I forgot what her name is, but she calls herself the Dark Skinned Women Advocate. If you get a chance, go look up. If y'all know her name, write it in the chat. And so I've never, and actually, to be quite honest with you, I prefer, like when it comes to black women, I prefer dark black ass women because I've met several dark black women. And JT's not a light skinned girl, but phenotypically, she looks like what many would say without the makeup and all the pizzazz. She looks like the typical hood black girl. Let's put it that way. Old up. That's what a lot of people would say about her. I don't look at her that way. I think she's beautiful. But what's inside her is a lot of ridicule. And let me tell you what I mean by that. See, a lot of these girls that are dark skinned, and I found this with my daughter's mother, and I found this with some other dark skinned girls that I've dated before. Trust me, you ask my friends or anybody. Matter of fact, if you saw that video yesterday with that girl, she would tell you firsthand how I always went out to dark skinned black girls if I dated black girls. And if I went out to Latin girls, the Latin women that I dated, they all typically look the same too. They got like black curly hair or black straight hair. They usually thin. They got like a fatty, but it ain't like, there's a nice ass and then there's like a big ass. I don't like a big ass. I like a nice fatty. You know what I'm saying? Slim, thick, if you want to say. So there's a lot of dark skinned girls because I've had these conversations with these girls. So I know this for a fact. These are their words, not mine. I don't know how they feel. I'm not them. But what I do know is a lot of these girls, get picked on, they get talked about, they get made fun of, they get called names. I witnessed some of this in middle and high school. And if you were a girl, and I didn't graduate this period. You understand what I'm saying in life? So this is their period in life where they've graduated. Lil Uzi Vert, he's 27. That means he graduated what, 9 years ago? So 9, 10 years ago, so around about 2010 maybe, or 2011, 12, somewhere around there. And she's 30, so that means she graduated 12 years ago. So that'd be like 2008. I graduated in 97, 98. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that far apart, but still it's far apart. And so about 10 years. So I listen to these guys and I'm listening to their music or whatever, whatever. And sometimes it's reflected in that when you hear some of these girls and some of the things they say. And with JT, if you watch the video, there's a point in the video towards the end of the compilation I put together. And she's sitting there and she has this face. She's like, and she's not hurt by Lil Uzi Vert. That's what y'all making the mistake of. She ain't hurt by Lil Uzi Vert. I'm gonna read your comment in 2 seconds. She ain't hurt by Lil Uzi Vert that much. She hurt by the moment because she knew she embarrassed herself. She knew she was out of character. She knew that how she looked in front of everybody, and she was hurt. She was hurt, yes, that her man mentioned somebody else on stage in their rap lyrics, and maybe he didn't mention her before. But God damn it, y'all got 2, 3 songs together. I think one of them went Billboard to hit number like 3 or 4 on the charts. JT and Lil Uzi Vert got a song together. Go look it up. You'll find it. So for me, I'm like, shorty, this is the moment at 30 years old that you put everything that everybody has said about you in the past, you dark skinned, you this, you that, or whatever, whatever, and you now apply it because you're a superstar. But some people can't fold from that. Some people can't walk away from that. And some people are triggered even when there's something in the circumference that hints to that. You understand? I had a female not too long ago, and I was trying to talk to her. She was not dark skinned, but she was pretty dark. And I say dark brown, let's put it that way. You know? Shout out to her. Oh mama Haiti. Oh mama Haiti ton Benji. On compris, oui. I just that's my particular taste, if I deal with black women versus if I deal with Latin women, you know. There's a lot of damage and a lot of triggering you can do by calling these girls dark skin, calling them out of their name year after year after year. First you go through it in elementary, then you go through it in middle school, then you go through it in high school, then you get to college, you might go through it too. I know these girls feel. And so in her mind, when she heard Ice Spice, you see how polarized Ice Spice is. A lot of these black girls, they feel, and I'm gonna say this straight up and down, a lot of girls in general, they feel, how can I compete with that? She's light skinned, got curly hair, she's thick, she got more body than me, she's more popping than me right now. I get it. But I don't think that situation was about Lil Uzi Vert. If I could say anything, Lil Uzi Vert seemed like a stand-up motherfucker. I have never seen him in any foul shit. Queen Keisha, I didn't like people picking on Ice Spice. She can't help her color. LOL, dark-skinned girls jealous of light-skinned women. JT is dark and Ice Spice is light. It is what it is. I didn't, you see, I don't know what goes on with you girls. So Queen Key said, I don't like people picking on Ice Spice. She can't help her color. Now, I'll defend that and I'll actually agree with that because at the same time, you have a lot of dark skinned girls or brown skinned girls that feel that the only effort they have is to be vicious and attack girls like Ice Spice because she's light skinned, you know? So that happens too. That happens too. And so it's a culmination of both. It's one group of girls that feel like they're fighting back. It's another group of girls that feel like, well, I'm on attack. I'm being attacked. And that's where you will fall in line with somebody like Ice Spice. So I'll talk about Ice Spice and her attacks too. They all get attacked. You're going to get attacked in If you're light skinned, you're gonna get attacked. If you're dark skinned, the only time you probably won't get attacked is if you're white in this country. You'll get attacked if you're Mexican. You'll get attacked. Say the royal shit to be Mexican. Say the royal shit to be Puerto Rican. Y'all ain't see when Donald Trump was over in Puerto Rico. This nigga was throwing fucking paper towels at people like he was fucking Jordan, like this. One of the most embarrassing points in history. Trump, you fucked up on that one. All right. It's unfortunate enough to say, but I think that's what happened. I think that we had a shed of insecurity. Now, how does this differ from guys that are dark skinned? It's very different. It's very different. I know some black skillet and tosave gente la grande negro motherfuckers. All right. And they never, ever have a problem getting women. You think Bernie Mac had a problem getting women? Do you think Michael Blackson has a problem getting women? I see Michael Blackson. Michael Blackson have 3, 4 chicks with him. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all bitches get in the car now. Y'all get in the car. I could get jiggy with these sheep. You know, I can think of many other guys. I'm trying to think Akon. You think Akon had a problem with it? It is more of a problem, and it has been historically for dark-skinned black girls, dark-skinned Latinas as well, to make it and motivate through life. Now, I'll give you a perfect example of this is Grace Jones. Grace Jones, who in my opinion, Jamaican native, who in my opinion is a beautiful fucking woman. She's still alive. She just had a birthday back in May. She says the same birth month as me. Grace Jones is fucking beautiful. But when I was younger and I used to see pictures of Grace Jones, I ain't gonna lie, she used to kind of scare me. If y'all don't know who Grace Jones is, y'all can see in the movie Boomerang. That's a little old movie, but you can see in the movie Boomerang that was produced and starred Eddie Murphy. You understand? She's the one that plays the French woman in the movie with it. Oh la la! You don't want this pussy? You don't want this pussy? This is the best pussy. Shout out to Grace Jones. Who is some other dark skinned women I could say? Foxy Brown, definitely. The whole town wanted to hit Foxy Brown at one time. Um, and I'm trying to think who else. There's so many other women. Cicely Tyson. Jesus Christ. But I'm talking about women that really had sex appeal. There's so many. India Irie would be put in that category. There's so many different women that would fit in that category. Um, right now in 2023, I forgot what that lady's name is that played the Woman King. Viola Davis, dark skinned woman. There's many others too. And some of these women are beautiful. But what it boils down to really is the fellas. The fellas on both sides, if not all three sides of the coin, the most popular being white, black, and Latin. They set up the paradigm more than anybody that says who's beautiful and who ain't, believe it or not. They do. They have year after year. If you look at Jet Magazine, Essence Magazine, my mother used to get this magazine called Jet Magazine. My uncle used to have it too. They used to have fucking Beauty of the Week. They stopped selling this shit around about 2000 something of this past decade for whatever reasons. A lot of it had to do with people weren't buying print anymore. Just trust me, I'm gonna stay on the subject here, but y'all need to listen because this has more layers than y'all think. This is something, what happened to JT and the reason she reacted the way she acted, it's not necessary because she's a bad person. So if you think I'm here just to bash this young girl, I'm not. Well, she ain't that young, but you know what I mean, in comparison to me. But if y'all think I'm going to bash this girl fully, I ain't here for that. But what I am telling you, Uzi Vert, is you need to get away from this girl because the way her trauma is, and this is what you listen, no offense, this is what you broads always want to sit back and talk about. They need therapy. They have trauma that they're dealing with. And hopefully the facilitation of a therapist will help with their involvement and their involving into a decent human being based on their y'all try y'all best to sound like a proper white woman, and it's horrible most of the time. Most of you, y'all talk like this when you ain't on camera. Girl, you know what? I swear to God. Hey, yo, mommy, listen, I telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know this. I don't like people picking. Okay, I just want to make sure I ain't miss a comment. Anyway, moving on. Let me share this real quick, guys. Get some more people in here. Some people, they just so finicky, and if you ain't talking about somebody, you ain't making fun of somebody, they don't want to hear that. Nah, I'm trying to help out little Uzi Vert and motherfucking JT. JT needs some motherfucking therapy. JT has some unresolved issues that she's dealing with, and she needs to fucking address them. What's going on? Tix Clap. What's going on? Tix Claps? Uh-huh. All right, man. That name sounds funny, but all right, cool. But she's got some unresolved issues she's dealing with. And I think a lot of them stem, like for a lot of women, I got two sisters I know, when a bad bitch come into the room, and Ice Spice and y'all words and her words, she's a baddie. She's a bad bitch. Can I be in your live stream? I would, man, but I don't have the what's the name link, my friend. I don't. I was gonna do the go live with me. I have that option, and I just didn't do it because I just wanted to talk about this. But maybe another time, man. Show up back up here when I've got the link up, man. You're more than welcome to join as long as you're gonna be straight up and not be a pestilence. Hey guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App too. $ STRINGERBELLA0. I could use all your support. Trust me, my channel gets support, but very little support, not as much as it should, based on what a lot of other bloggers do. I don't get on here to bash people. I act as counsel, as I'm supposed to. I spent a lot of time in the music industry, including 17 years. I was in it since I was a kid working for Bad Boy Entertainment. So let's just say I know a couple fucking things here. All right. I've seen artists come, go broke, be at the top of the peak of their career and go fucking flat broke 5, 6 times over. So, if anything, you could stand to learn something from some of the things and some of the experiences I've had. And I've seen this shit happen with artists before when they've had girlfriends. Okay. Now, I think you and Lil Uzi Vert need to take a break after what happened last night. Sweetheart, you threw your fucking phone at this man because you were upset, which alludes me to think that when you're at home, when you're at home, you probably do some shit that's similar to this. This is not the first time that you exhibited this behavior. And the reason I know is he wasn't shocked. The second thing was he came to console you, which the fucking media, including you, Harvey, you fucking fuck. Harvey, listen, Harvey, you need to stop that shit. If you're gonna tell the fucking whole, if you're gonna tell the story over there at TMZ, motherfuckers need to put you under pressure to show the whole fucking story. You showed the video of JT throwing that phone and all that shit, but you didn't show the part where Lil Uzi was walking behind her, trying to see if she was all right. You didn't show the part where Lil Uzi Vert was consoling her after everything had happened or whatever, and she was sitting there basically held in his arms like this with the pout face on. Don't you love me anymore? And I could have swore that both of them two retarded motherfuckers said, I love you. I could have swore I heard that. But y'all two, y'all the future. Now, I don't know what JT's career is going, but I know a little Uzi Vert. That little nigga's a rock star. He's a rock star. He ain't a rapper, he's a rock star. You see, it's a big difference. I know, because that's why I try to be a rock star. That's why I turned to singing instead of rapping. Rapping is cool, but if you guys want to pick up one of my rap singles, a Ratchet Anthem, right now it's available in the description box. Guys, you might have to click that link 2 times. The service I chose to sit doesn't have an app, so it's Windows 11 friendly, so you might have to X out of it, then come back into it, or whatever the case may be. Make sure y'all pick up that song. Make sure y'all make clips and everything else. You know what I'm saying? On your Instagram, your TikToks, take 10 seconds out of 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute. Make your videos, dance videos, ratchet videos, cooking videos. Use that song to do so. And we'll put up another sample for it again. Like I said, if you click the link, you might have to click out and then click back into it. But I guarantee you that TCO link, it will work for you. Purchase that single and support me. If you don't choose to support me that way, make sure you hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Link is found in the description box. And if one of my patrons over here, if they would write my Cash App in the what's in the chat room so I can pin it. Y'all two need to take a break. Lil Uzi Vert, having a girlfriend and being the superstar you are, your caliber right now, and make no mistake about it, respectfully, you bigger than her. Is that fair to say? You bigger than her. She had to be on a singer with you to even chart. And pretty much everybody knows that the city girls are broken up. And to be quite honest with you, nobody gives a fuck if they get back together. Y'all had a run. It was cute. You understand what I'm saying? And you are where you are. One's a podcaster, the other one's a professional girlfriend, JT. I don't know. But JT, what you did last night, you put yourself in a position, sweetheart. You put yourself in a position. See, you don't never want to be in a position where a man got to make a motherfucking choice between his career and you. This ain't his wife. This ain't his wife. I say it again. This ain't his wife. You could walk right away from this chick right now tomorrow and nobody give a fuck. They wouldn't even remember JT dated fucking Lil Uzi Vert unless it came up with one of these podcasts, unless it came up with one of these shows or something like that or whatever. And I think she's on some show or another. They did some couple shit or something like that. But if you want to put it in, I wouldn't put it in comparison to the same thing as Blueface and Krishan Rock, but it's some toxic shit, you know. And this kid's 27. I don't want to see him in some bullshit. And I think, just looking ahead trajectorily, I think if you stay with this girl based on the mental state that she's in and how she reacts to things, I think it could put you in danger. Maybe unintentionally. I don't think she will purposely put you in danger, but her behavior could lead some astray and make them think that she might do something or say something or put you in a position where you can't defend yourself. Now you in court. Now you defending yourself in the public. Now motherfuckers is trying to cancel you. All this work that you put in for all these years is now gone off the fact that you was arguing with you. I'm gonna keep it street with you, I'm gonna keep it Philly with you. You was arguing with your bitch. You was arguing with your John. You understand what I'm saying? He's over there arguing with your John. 12 showed up. You know what happened. You know the setback. So I can't sit back and let that happen to this young kid. And I don't know why more of you motherfucking older rappers, CEOs, I don't know why y'all don't do more lives like this. These are little cut. They ain't like in a regular world. These would be our little brothers and sisters. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of these kids that are out here in the game now, their parents had them when they were 12. These are the kids you would sit next to when they were 12, 13, 14 years old in middle school and they was getting pregnant and shit. These is their kids. That's why they're so close in age to us. You understand what I'm saying? Drake's like 32 now. He's an OG now. You understand what I'm saying? There's some other, I used to say the OG, like Drake's mom was young, but there's a whole bunch of rappers out here that have been birthed by 12, 13, 14-year-old mothers. You understand? So in a regular world, these motherfuckers is our little brothers and sisters. In a regular world, these is our little brothers, our cousins and shit like that. And more of you CEO motherfuckers should be doing podcasts just like I'm doing, talking to these kids, telling them where they're making mistakes. And that's the other thing I want to say. You had a whole room full of motherfucking stars in the building at the BET Awards, right? And I hate to say it like this, but I gotta say it. And there was a few faces in there I've been around before, and y'all would know my face if you saw me in person. Y'all failed last night, or actually Saturday, because this is when this shit was taped. Y'all failed. Because see, y'all shouldn't have waited for security to intervene or anything like that. Natalie Nunn, you was the motherfucker that took that video because you was hoping to go viral, you slick ass bitch. You always looking for a reason to try to go viral. Always looking for a reason because you ain't got no fucking talent, really. I mean, y'all need to stop lying to these bitches too. Y'all not trying to make their fucking personality be the wave. When in actuality, many of these chicks, if you catch them off camera, they ain't got no fucking personality. They couldn't captivate a room. They couldn't keep a conversation going more than 10 or 15 fucking minutes because then the conversation starts blending out of who they are. You understand what I'm saying? Like talking about themselves in a narcissist tone. It's once the conversation navigate away from that, you'll find you got a very boring motherfucker after they give their diatribe with their innermost feelings, shit like that or whatever. You got a nobody, another talented fucking mime, pantomime, whatever you want to call it. Many of these women, you understand? They've got chicks popping up nowadays I never even fucking heard of before. And they do less work. Where'd you come from? TikTok. Where'd you come from? Instagram. You know, how do you check that? We got superstars now with fucking OnlyFans. I pointed that out with Melissa Ford. Melissa Ford is a perfect example of that. Oh, girl, daughter. Oh, girl, daughter. That fucking doormat over there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, she's not. She's a wonderful girl. Shout out to Melissa Ford and all the effort and commemoration you've done for the business. But anyway, there's a lot of these girls nowadays that are literally superstars. Suki Hana's another one. She ain't a superstar, but she's a star. Suki Hana's on a fucking syndicated show and she's got her OnlyFans. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, girl, daughter. It's a lot of these girls that necessarily you see their character extended by the career decisions that they make. Bitch, if you'll go and make a OnlyFans, that shit's out of desperation. You understand what I'm saying? That's out of desperation. You don't believe me? So I would hate to see, and I hate to say it like this, I would hate to see Lil Uzi Vert break up with Chick, and just because they're young, they couldn't get it back together. But at the same time, I don't want to see him break up because she might end up being part of that OnlyFans class. And that seems to be the go-to for a lot of these girls. They're all trying to duplicate where and whoever wrote something, your message got retracted. I told you that's how I keep it over here. We retract messages. You ain't gonna say no slick shit over here. I think, and I've already also heard Karesha say the same thing. She contemplated about doing the OnlyFans thing. I still don't like Diddy fucking with that bitch either. I'm sorry. Sorry, Puff. I'm sorry. That bitch ain't your wife. She ain't got no kids, but you fuck that bitch. I still don't like the fact that you fuck with her and he's fucking with JT. These bitches are slick. These bitches are meant to take advantage of men. They've said it in their lyrics. I'm not making nothing up. Give a fuck about a nigga. Oh, why you fucking up next to Puff then, bitch? What's your modus operandi? Who sent you? And I still think she over there setting Puff up and lining Puff up. That's when I really, honestly and true. Puff, you hear me? I think that bitch try to set you up. All your other baby moms and all that shit or whatever, ain't no doubt in my mind. Every last one of them love you to some effect and in all different degrees. And that chick right there, though, them bitches is actresses. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know how you do it, let it float over your head. Maybe you have it. Them bitches is actresses. You understand what I'm saying? And personally, Lil Uzi Vert, I think you need to get JT the fuck out the way. And I think Puff, you need to get Carisha, or whatever the fuck her name is. You need to get her the fuck out the way. Because these chicks, and can't you see and these bitches been doing it. I'm not calling them bitches, but I'm just saying these bitches been doing this shit for a long time. They piggybacking. You understand what I'm saying? They piggybacking off men. Where the men really should be letting, and no flago, the men should really be trying to get other men to piggyback behind them, meaning that these men should be helping out men instead of helping out bitches. Otherwise, you would see in a fucking public housing project somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? These girls don't look like refined, bitch. I've been around. There's refined women that live right here. You understand what I'm saying? I live in Connecticut. There's refined women all over the shoreline. Trust me, driving Maseratis, Lamborghinis, you name it. You hear me? So, and they're real boss bitches. Not because what they drive or what they're wearing or anything like that. It's because of their actions, their decorum, and how they treat people. City girl don't give a fuck about a nigga. That was their first song. And now here you are huddled up on the Puff, your last lifeline. Because after that shit, don't nobody give a fuck. And the only people keeping you alive is some girls. Karesha. And then JT, I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck you do. I looked it up. I couldn't fucking figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I couldn't fucking figure out what you did. You know what I mean? Like you had a song with Lil Uzi Vert. And I mean, you might as well say that's Lil Uzi Vert song featuring you. These women are piggybacking off these men. You seen it happen with Karuchi, Chris Brown. You saw it happen with Kanye, Amber Rose. The piggyback. And y'all niggas allow it to happen during the moment. And then when it's over, y'all complaining. Oh, she used me. No, nigga, you allowed yourself to get used. You was a trick. You was a simp, a philanderer. That's what you were. No, you have to come to contentions with yourself. And just because you were caught up with some good pussy, just because you was caught up on how she smacked her lips, just because you was caught up because she said she liked to urinate on men and all this nasty shit or whatever. That's why I said a bitch that sit around talking about she liked to urinate on men. This is a bitch that got the potentiality to do OnlyFans in just 10 minutes. You wait, Puff. Give it 10. Walk away from her, Puff. Walk away from her. And leave her sitting there. Tell her the show over. Cancel her like Facebook did that Jada Pinkett Smith bitch. Cancel her. And watch what happens. That bitch gonna talk all kinds of shit about you. She gonna use you as a lifeline to launch the OnlyFans career. She already been thinking about it for about the past year. What she gonna do in case y'all separate. Nigga, you live in Miami. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. The house right there on Star Island. So I'm thinking to myself, well, you're one of the cribs anyway, Mr. Calabasas. Because evidently you went from Miami to California and just, hey, fuck New York, right? Fuck us. Nigga, we need you back here. You need to open the office. Have me run it. You know what I'm saying? Have me and some of the team help run it. You know what I mean? Get Prez back up. Something. You know what I'm saying? But you have no connection with New York no more. In my personal opinion, you come visit every now and then to Tri-State. Come back in. You can still got a residency seats here. Come back in and visit. We need you here. I say it like this. Lil Uzi Vert, for the preservation of your career, for the preservation of who you are, get the fuck away from this girl right now while you got the chance. You're not going to have another chance. The next time is going to be something worse. Trust me when I tell you, these things don't get better, okay? They don't get better, kid. I hate to try to tell you like this, but once you got the woman that does shit like that, throws a fucking phone at you, if she'll throw a phone at you and get that enraged or whatever, because you mentioned a girl in your song on stage and later on you were sitting there talking to her, not only is she a liability to your career, she's a liability to your freedom, she's a liability to your money, she's a liability to your family. If you get locked up behind this broad, and more importantly enough, she's a liability to your reputation. And no offense, son, but you can do fucking better than that. And I'm pretty sure a couple people that have met her that probably told you the same. You could do better. And based on the fact that she was all upset about Ice Spice sitting and talking with you, lets me know that she know in the back of her mind that you can do better than her too. I would even go as far as to say she's seen the majority of the girls, because I know the girls in the scene, the majority of y'all thinking black girls or whatever. No, or Latin girls. No offense, but the black and Latin girls a lot of times be the ones outside the club with $20 in their fucking pocket trying to get into a club that costs a minimum. If you want to rush the line in Miami, you better be ready to give up anywhere from a G to 800 starting out to a G and up to get in them clubs, especially if it's Fountain Blue, something like that or whatever. Oh, you paying. And we ain't even started beginning about the bottle service, your drinks or whatever. Come up here and order drink by drink. Now you can sit over there in that section with the rest of them. But if you really want to be seen to get somebody like Ice Spice, one of them come talk to you, or at least walk past your page, walk past your center, your stage, and see who you are, even at the little bit of interest, it would be right there. Lil Uzi Vert, if you just do momentarily, announce to the world that you and JT broke up after your little quarrel at the what's name. Now, JT, this is what you do. You keep in touch with him. You don't go find anybody else, especially immediately. You're gonna look like a, all right, don't do that. Don't spend all this time with this man and then walk off and be like, all right, well, fuck it then. City girl, don't give a fuck about a nigga. Don't be that bitch. Be the smart woman. Stay in contact with Uzi. Keep it real with Uzi. Y'all can still have dates. Y'all can still fuck, for Christ's sake. But at 30 years old now, sweetie, you headed towards somewhere we call hitting the wall. Okay? Meaning you're cute. But there's a brand new batch of bitches graduating Yale University right now. They enter in the game. They got fresh titties. They got clean vajay in most cases. and they over 21, which means they're stickable to any man their age through 50 something. Don't believe it? Go to the club. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's not pretend. Older men and men in general like younger women. Here's what it is. I I don't think it's always that way, but the majority of the time it's that way. In this case, Lil Uzi Vert is younger than JT. He's 27, she's 30. You know? Yeah. I don't want this kid to get into trouble. He's fucking talented as shit. I just want to rock, 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 rock. I just want to rock, rock. One of the biggest songs ever. Think I want to see that fucking subside because he's young, she's young. They got into an argument. She's unfortunately bad tempered, violent, and she likes to throw fucking phones at people. Who you almost hit Natalie Nunn, and her fucking nosy ass, and she was sitting there. You a desperate motherfucker, Natalie Nunn. Like, I just seen you do some fucking crazy. Keep me away from that motherfucker right there, please. There's a whole, listen, as I'm on my ladder to get back on, release new music and all that shit or whatever, whatever. Matter of fact, guys, make sure you go pick up the singles right in the description box. Also, make sure you donate to the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. I'm reminded of something. First of all, one, there's more women than there is men, okay? When you divide down men, there's less good looking men than it is attractive men starting from there. There's less men making money than motherfuckers are living on minimum wage. You understand what I'm saying? So make no mistake about it. JT and Lil Uzi Vert are in privileged situations. And I don't want to see that subside for either one of them. And of all you motherfuckers there the other night celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop, which from what I'm told or what I know, the taping was probably on Saturday. You understand? What y'all saw was an edited rebroadcast of the same fucking show. So y'all thought it was live. Now it was just being streamed live. It was already cut up and edited the night before. You know, the motherfuckers probably stayed up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing so. Shout out to the editors over there. You know I respect that. If not long, probably spend like 6, 7 hours. If not longer. I want it to be apparent that I don't want these two to fool, you know. The way they're thinking right now won't be the way they're thinking in even 5 years. And I don't want Lil Uzi Vert, the rock star that he is, to get fucked up because he was dealing with the wrong chick. Now, Uzi, you gotta realize they're putting in these papers and these tabloids, y'all got into a fight, alluding to the fact that you hit her back, did something physically to her, or whatever the case may be. And I want to say to the fucking Harvey over there at TMZ, Mr. People's fucking Court over there. You know, everybody takes him as a holy fucking grail. This motherfucker's 60-something fucking years old. Y'all believe this nigga, but won't believe me. And he ain't never even been in the music business. The only thing he does is talk about motherfucking hip hoppers and shit like that every fucking day. I don't get it, you know, including this story right here, which I think you had no business in covering. You should have just shut the fuck up on this one, Harvey. You know, you ain't talking about who got in the fight at the fucking bar mitzvah, are you now, pal? So, let me tell you something. Let's not celebrate this whole thing that's happening with Lil Uzi Vert and JT. But y'all motherfuckers, especially y'all old motherfuckers, are there for the 50th anniversary of motherfucking hip hop. Y'all need to start offering counsel, as I do. That's all I got to say about that situation. Lil Uzi Vert, keep your head up. Give some consideration to what I said. You and JT, whether secretly or overtly in the public's eye, y'all need to separate for a minute. This was not a good look. A lot of people are going to look at you now when they see this footage and you go contractually up for something else. These motherfuckers going to look at you. They're going to be like, well, I would have you here, but that Viacom event the other night for BET, I don't know. I don't know.